Hello, this is Ebony Pegasus, and this is another World of Warships commentary. In this particular battle, we are following Embalet of the clan FBSD, which stands for Fun, but Still Deadly. And we call him MB for short. He is driving the French Tier 8 destroyer, La Terrible. But don't let her name deceive you. She is not terrible. She is actually quite a deadly ship to be behind. And she was one of 6 La Fantastique class large destroyers built in that time period. She was launched the 30th of November 1933, and she participated in World War II. And she was decommissioned in the mid-1955, or around about that. So looking at the game here, we see that MB is heading kind of for C. He's snuck up on C to try to capture it. In mid-capture, he's taking a few shots at that York, trying to keep it back and away from him, giving it some threatening warnings not to come too close. Capturing, cruising along nice and quietly, trying to keep quiet, trying to not let anybody near him. He sends a few blind shot of torpedoes out towards that gap between the island where he knows the York is, hoping to scare her and keep her back away from him, while he takes over this little area and makes it a pretty green color. Turning up to this island, using it for a bit of coverage, slowing down. One thing about this destroyer, she doesn't have any smoke, so she has to rely on concealment, stealth, and islands to hide behind, plus her speed. Being French, she has a speed booster, and she also has a gun booster. She has captured the area, and that has made sparks of resistance come alive. That's a special captain ability that MB has put on this particular ship. Getting torpedoes ready to hit that York as it comes around that island. Just sneaking along, and oh, there's a bigger threat. There, it is a Kagero, another destroyer on the enemy team. He hits it once and incapacitates. Looks like it's engine, because boy, is that destroyer slowed down now. Incapacitated engine on a DD is not a good thing. That DD has sent torps out towards MB, but he is hitting it fast and furious with his HE rounds. Trying to sink it, and boom. It has been sunk by another of the allies. Just avoiding getting those enemy torpedoes, he is sending his torpedoes out towards that York, hoping to slow it down, scare it, or hit it, or at least make it turn. Stay back, danger. There's a La Terrible over here. He's sending heat rounds out towards that cruiser, which I believe is a UK cruiser. We've also got a Monarch sneaking up over here to support that enemy York. So, 2 against 1, not a good idea. MB tries to play it safe. He's going to cruise around this little island for cover. Good idea. Keeping a close eye on those ships. Somebody's pinged the Monarch for a focus fire. MB got hit in the aft there. That had to hurt. Ouch. As he cruises around this island for cover, he's going to come up near the Graf Spree, trying to get a little bit of AA help, because together they can ward off those planes a little bit easier. Cruising back, looking at the Monarch and the York over here, and checking where the Graf Spree is. Between the two of them, they might be able to take down these 2 ships. Long-range torps getting lined up. He's checking the smokestacks of that Monarch just to see how fast she's going. So he knows where to put the torpedoes, how far ahead to fire them. Lining them up nice and carefully. Torps away! There go the first set. He turns his boat to get the second torpedoes off towards that Monarch. Checking it out, looking at it, and firing his heat rounds. He has set a fire. Nice penetration shots there. Torpedoes still heading towards the battleship. He's twisting and turning away in the water, trying to avoid enemy fire as he continues to fire heat rounds at the Monarch, keeping it on edge and busy as the torpedoes hone in. Looks like some of them are gonna hit. Boom! There she goes with a devastating strike. And the Graf Spree says excellent work to MB. Looks like the speed booster has just gone down on MB's destroyer. He's taking a good look at that York, still keeping himself actively moving back and forth as he makes careful, well-planned, obviously well-planned decisions about this York. He's just going to sneak on up and try to stay undetected, letting his concealment do the work. As he heads back towards the enemy York, it's currently out of firing range, but he's keeping a good eye on it. And his buddy, the Graf Spree, is coming along for the ride, hoping to give assistance towards this enemy cruiser. Starting to get in long firing range at 12.3 kilometers. He's set to heat rounds, and look at that, a nice broadside cruiser to fire at. Hits it with 3 penetration strike. Scoreboard, the Allied team is just ahead. 477 to 440. MB throws out some torpedoes towards the York. Hopefully that York's going to drive right into them because it's nice and broadside right now. Never a good idea to be broadside to a notorious destroyer. Pummeling him with as many heat rounds as he can. He's used his shooting booster or his ammunition booster, setting fires as much as he can and just taking out as much of the hit points of that York as he can. The torpedoes are honing in, but looks like the York has evaded them. All of them have missed and gone around either side. Not to worry. He's switched to AP rounds, which is wise because he's close. And the York's being broadside. Boom! There's a Citadel. This is why you don't go broad to any ship, let alone a destroyer. He's just going to keep firing those AP rounds as fast as he can into that York, taking down its health. And boom! There she blows. 32 penetrating hits he got in a row there. That's one less cruiser to worry about, and 2 kills for MB with his Le Terrible. He gets another well done from the Graf Spree. And looks like the enemy team is trying to take over our capture at sea. So Emblet tells people that he's going to sea. He lets them know the direction he's heading. I would guess it's another one of those enemy destroyers in there, hiding as they try to steal the capture. They've taken away the pretty green and gonna make it a red. But no such luck. MB is not gonna stand for it. He's gonna go in there and look for this enemy ship. Having a good look around as he approaches, and aha! It is an Hollande. I swear when they named this ship, they must have been out at sea, and somebody said, hey, what should we call this ship? And somebody went, oh, land! And so they said, okay, that's what we'll call it. I don't really know if that's really the history, but anyway, it's fun to think about it. So the Hollande is nice and broadside to MB as he sends some torpedoes out towards the back of it, but it's turned away from those. That, though, should keep it moving forward in this direction. So he sends torpedoes out from the other side. He's incapacitated, most likely torpedoes or guns, because this Hollande is still moving quite fast. And as MB continues to fire heat round after heat round at this enemy destroyer, he avoids the torpedoes that were sent towards him, sends his gun booster out so he can pummel it even harder. Boom, boom, boom. And there it went. And that is one of the benefits of having a French ship, is you get this ammunition booster that makes you fire really, really fast. And now that MB has successfully saved C from getting captured, looks like he is going to head towards D and try to turn that another pretty shade of green. Skirting around, taking a leisurely cruise towards D. Looks like most of the enemy have abandoned that area, so he should be able to capture it fairly easily. He's keeping himself weaving back and forth. He knows that somewhere out there is an enemy aircraft carrier. As he pulls into the area D to start that capture, keeping himself effectively moving, he has spotted the Lexington, but it is out of firing range. At least, though, he knows where it is and where to watch for those pesky little aircraft and planes. Over there is a Hood, speaking of pesky ships. He's going to send some torpedoes out towards that Hood, hoping to keep her back and away from him as he steals the capture. If nothing else, those torpedoes will put the Hood in a little bit of a scare, keeping her at a distance, because she would be a force to be reckoned with if she were too close. He's also sending out some heat rounds towards her, lining up the shots, checking her speed, seeing how far he has to fire ahead. He set a fire right in the center of that Hood, and he has successfully captured the area. Once again, sparks of resistance have gone into action. He's fighting off those planes, and the Spree has headed down to give him a hand. German ships have pretty good anti-aircraft, so getting these two ships together will double their chances of defeating those little planes. Pesky little planes, as cute as they are. These two have buddied up. They're looking over at that Molotov that is trying to take them both out. The Molotov being nice and broadside to both of these ships as it keeps its distance and still tries to fire. Seems to be focusing on the Graf Spree. Not sure if he can see MB's ship or not. But if he is, he's chosen to focus at the cruiser. Nope, now he's firing at MB. It's turning its aft towards the Le Terrible. And looks like MB is looking between that Hood and that Molotov, watching both of these enemies very carefully, knowing that these are two ships to be contended with. We've also got planes coming at him, so he's got triple trouble here. He sent some more torpedoes out towards the Hood, trying to give her a flood or at least keep her turned in a certain direction. Using his gun booster, he has set another fire on the Hood. This one they cannot put out because they've already used their repair. Looks like MB's ship is on fire. He put away his marshmallows and he put the fire out as quick as he could. Firing at the Molotov and using armor-piercing rounds to that broadside cruiser. And he hits for a Citadel. And boom, another Citadel takes that ship to the bottom of the ocean. He's still on fire again. Looks like right in the aft, which, oh, that must hurt. But he's going to take a stand here. He is going to fire his torpedoes right at that Hood. Boom! MB just sunk. But the torpedoes are in the water. And, oh my god! What just happened there? What just happened? Got a whole lot of awards. I think we need to see an action replay of that. MB just got released the Kraken. It's just a flesh wound and high caliber all in one go. And that was the shot that won the game for them by points. Really good game for MB in that La Terrible. She certainly wasn't the terrible. She was the fantastic in that game. And the final score, 138.753k damage for awards and 5 ships sunk. Bunch of citadels, did very well there. This was a really fun game to commentate. I really enjoyed watching it. I hope you have enjoyed it as well. And please like and subscribe. If you want me to commentate a video of yours, send to the email address in the description or look me up on Discord at Ebony Pegasus number 0338. I shall talk to you later. Bye.